There's a kind of silence that doesn't come from being alone in a room. It comes from stepping away after years of noise. From group chats you stopped replying to. From birthdays that pass quietly. From a phone that stays still, and for the first time, you don't feel the urge to check it. You didn't plan to cut everyone off. You didn't wake up one day and decide to disappear. It happened slowly. One unanswered message, one declined invitation. One moment where you realized you were tired of explaining, tired of pretending, tired of showing up for people who never showed up for you. This is the psychology of people who cut everyone off. From the outside, it looks cold. People say you changed. They say you became distant, closed off, hard to reach. What they don't see is that you were already alone long before you left. You were just surrounded by people who didn't really see you. You used to be the reliable one, the friend who remembered birthdays, the person who listened, the one who showed up in emergencies, canceled plans, drove late at night, answered every call. You gave freely because you believed that's what connection was supposed to be. Then one day, you needed something. Maybe you were falling apart. Maybe you finally asked for help. And suddenly, everyone was busy. Messages went unanswered. Calls weren't returned. Support turned into polite words with no action behind them. That moment changes you. Not because you stop caring, but because you finally see the pattern. You realize you've been pouring from an empty cup into people who never planned to refill it. So you stop. At first, "I'm busy" is an excuse. Then it becomes a boundary. And eventually, you stop apologizing for it. You don't cut people off with drama. There's no big confrontation, no long explanation. It's quieter than that. You stop initiating. You reply less. You decline invitations until they stop coming. You disappear slowly or sometimes all at once. People notice your absence, but not the reason for it. They ask, "What happened to you?" Like you owe them the version of yourself that was exhausted, overgiving, and slowly breaking. They miss the old you, the one who always said yes. What they don't realize is that version of you couldn't survive. Your nervous system learned something your mind took longer to accept. Every time you let people in completely, you ended up alone with the damage. So you adapted. You began protecting yourself by leaving first, not out of spite, but out of self-preservation. Abandonment hurts less when you control the exit. Some call it self-sabotage. You call it survival. Isolation for you isn't the opposite of connection. It's the absence of rejection. Being alone feels safer than being half seen, half valued, and fully drained. You'd rather have quiet than perform emotional labor for relationships that only work when you're the one trying. You don't hate people. You're indifferent, and that's what scares them. Hate takes energy. You're past that. You've stopped chasing closure from people who never listened in the first place. You let them tell whatever story they need to tell about you. You're not correcting it. And here's the part that surprises you most. It doesn't hurt the way you thought it would. The quiet feels peaceful, not empty clear. The loneliest you ever felt wasn't after cutting everyone off. It was before, when you were surrounded by people and still felt invisible. Cutting people off isn't giving up on connection. It's refusing to accept a broken version of it. You're not cold. You're done bleeding. You're not closed off. You're protected. And maybe one day, you'll try again with people who show up without being begged, who stay without conditions, who see you without you having to perform. Until then, the silence isn't punishment, it's healing. You didn't lose people. You found yourself.